Jersey Shore is about to take a step back in time when 200 vintage cars and motorcycles gather on the beach for the 10th running of the Race of Gentlemen. Dana Jacobson has a preview.
Revving engines, spitting sand, unbridled enthusiasm. This is the Race of Gentlemen. This is art.
It's an art exhibit.
This is art.
It's a moving art exhibit. It's living history. It's beautiful, but it is chaos. Welcome to the races.
Mel Stoltz founded the race, better known by its acronym TROG, and after 10 years is still in the driver's seat.
When I got involved in cars, it was, you go to a car show. I thought it was awful strange that my favorite part was going to and leaving the event. And it was the driving. It was the thing that was boiling inside my brain of like, how do I create an event that actually moves?
Yeah. The true inspiration for TROG came from a book Stoltz was reading about 1920s racing, King of the Boards, The Life and Times of Jimmy Murphy.
This book was so incredible because they would test these crazy contraptions in wide open places because of fire and disaster and things that would go wrong. And one of those places happened to be the beach. One day I was sitting at the beach and I thought, oh my God, it looks like a drag strip. Later that night, I happened to run into the mayor of the town we're sitting in right now.
Yeah.
And pitched it to him. And he was like, man, you would do that? And I thought, man, you would let us?
So this is where it all started.
Where it all started.
The inaugural Race of Gentlemen took place on October 20th, 2012 in Allenhurst, New Jersey, about 100 miles north of TROG's current Wildwood Beach home.
The very first race, you guys started around here?
Yep, the cars would enter down and we'd turn them around over here, and about where the American flag was is where it started. I think just like today, the waves were peeling, the surfers were out, and this was just lined with cars and bikes.
That was your vision.
Yeah, it's still mind-boggling that it all happened and it still happens.
Yeah.
It's kind of cookie.
A total of 30 cars and bikes rode onto the beach that day, all dating back to the late 1920s or early 30s. While the vintages have expanded a little, the field's blown up, with about 200 taking part and even more submitting for entry. As this has grown, you've adapted a little bit.
Well, I also get bored, and so as I get bored, I switch things around. The car and the motorcycle has to speak to us. We like to pick cars that look like the early days of the racing that inspired us. And then we encourage guys to not bring back the same car and to continue modifying it, to continue making it faster or cooler or anything that they can do to it. You see it?
That's it. For Mark Lease, TROG is a family affair, working on his 1929 Indian motorcycle with his two daughters. And the whole family making the trip from Southern California to the Jersey Shore to get the bike on the beach.
I've had this bike probably about 10 years now. I got it from a family that lives locally here in Los Angeles.
Was it specifically, I want to use it in the Race of Gentlemen?
Not at all. Not at all.
Really?
No, in fact, I have to say they probably weren't too happy about that decision. They wanted me to keep it, the way it was, like you would see in a museum. And for me, after, discovering the Race of Gentlemen, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to fix this bike and try to get into this race.
This bike has to be seen.
Yeah, that's what these bikes are for,
And to be raced. This one, over 90 years old, but still pushing 90 in the sand. What's it like on this bike on the beach in Wildwood?
It's heaven, man. It's beautiful. It's everything, I started riding when I was 6 years old, and this bike, it's kind of like I never hopped off, be like a kid again. A lot of guys and gals out there that are racing, they really put their heart and soul into these machines. Did you feel that?
Yeah. Guys like third-generation body shop owner Rob Ida, who's helped build cars to compete in TROG since the beginning.
Do you see cars and you're like, oh man, I wish I had done that one?
Oh yeah, most of them.
different and unique. You can tell if a certain builder designed and built that car. They have kind of a signature look to them.
Ida's working on the car Mel Stokes will drive this year, this 1940s belly tank.
So it's a very collectible piece, very special historical car.
What's the value of some of these cars that people see racing in the Race of Gentlemen?
Well, that's the thing. Some of the cars can be only a few $1,000s. They can really be built on a very modest budget.
Right.
But then there are other cars with very rare speed parts and things that are highly sought after, and they can get very expensive. So anything from a few thousand to a few $100,000. And to someone who doesn't really know, they all look alike.
Yeah.
But no matter the year, make, or model, the real value in the Race of Gentlemen may just be the undeniable sense of brotherhood, making a picturesque race priceless.
And we can have 15 people talking about cars, and one guy's a multi-millionaire, and the other guy's got a part-time job, and then this guy's 16 years old, and this guy's 85 years old.
Does it compare to anything?
Not that I can think of. So I've been to automotive events around the world at the highest level, but the one event I will not miss is the Race of Gentlemen, because that feeling that you just can't get somewhere else. It really is our soul, man. I mean, a lot of these bikes are in garages like this. These are made by hand. I mean, these guys, they're pounding their own sheet metal. They're looking for their own parts.
Also, you can get to these races and get on the beach and show it off.
Yeah, and race, man.
There's nothing like it. This electricity that runs through the whole weekend of all being together and showing off what you've created. People are coming in from California and Ohio and Texas. They're coming in from all over the world, too. But when we all get together, we're all part of this small community. We sleep and breathe and wait for it to turn around and happen again.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas for us.
That was Dana Jacobson, and this is the CBS Overnight